Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about re-attracting her. So obviously, this has to be with a girl that has at least been at least once interested in you in the past. It has to be a case of, it's someone who does still have feelings for you, someone who is still attracted to you. Because sometimes, a girl can like you to begin with, but then she gets, she just loses interest for whatever reason. Perhaps she likes someone else, perhaps an ex comes back into the picture, or perhaps she just loses interest in you, or she just realizes you weren't the one for her, or whatever it may be. But so this kind of thing is only really ever going to work on a girl that you still have hope for, this who still has a chance of coming back. Now, obviously, it can be difficult to know whether or not she is doing this, or whether or not she is actually capable of coming back, because sometimes it can be difficult, because obviously if you're watching this kind of video, then no doubt you're probably in some kind of no contact period. You're not really talking to her as much, so it can be really difficult to know if a girl still has feelings for you. But if she does still have feelings for you, then these techniques should work like a charm. And the great thing is as well is that it doesn't really matter if she does like you or she doesn't like you. Basically, the same rules still apply. So you you just do this, and if she likes you, then she'll come back, and if she doesn't like you, then she'll just fade away. So these tips and these ideas are really, really good because they kind of work for all kind of areas. And the great thing about it is that you don't actually have to do that much. You don't have to do much work. So you don't have to do any grand gesture. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to work really hard or anything like that. The best thing for you to do, obviously, if you want to re-attract a girl who has lost interest in you, is to just become completely absent from her life. And get her to start missing you, basically. That's what you want, because you don't want to be, the worst thing you could do, obviously, is to keep on messaging her, to keep on contacting her, to keep on kind of use logic and reason as to why she should be with you, those sorts of things. If a girl's going to come back, she needs space from you, right? Especially if this is an ex, right? So if this is an ex, then the reason, and especially if she broke up with you, she obviously wants time away from you, right? She needs space away from you. So the best thing that you could do is to actually give her that space and not talk to her, right? If I were you as well, I would keep her on social media, but I wouldn't start checking social media very much. Like, if I were you, I would stay off social media, but keep her on there. Obviously, if she's removed you from social media, there's not really much you can do about that kind of thing. Don't re-add her or follow her again or do anything like that. Don't look at her stories. Don't do anything. But if this is a case where you two still are friends or follow each other on social media, just keep it like that. But don't like any of her stuff. Don't interact with her on social media in any way. And basically what you want to do is you just want to become the best version of yourself. And you want to do so you want to do it in such a way that it's true and authentic. You're not lying to yourself. You really are trying to improve your life in some way. So it could be that you're trying to improve your health and fitness. It could be that you're trying to improve your wealth. It could be that you're trying to improve your overall happiness and joy. It could be that you're trying to start a new business or something like that. But basically what you want to be doing is you just want to be living your best life. Like, the worst thing that you could do is become bitter and resentful and just kind of resign yourself to your fate. Because I've spoken to a few people who kind of have that attitude, like they got rejected or they got dumped, and then they've realized, this is it for me. I'm not going to bother with anybody else. And that kind of attitude just really, really isn't healthy at all. You've got to, try and make a life for yourself that you can be happy with, Yeah, and I think it's so easy to do it now as well. Like, it's so easy to earn extra income, especially with online stuff. It kind of blows my mind that everybody doesn't have some kind of side hustle, some kind of side business that they're doing on the internet, because it's so easy to make money on the internet these days, like starting a YouTube channel, starting a podcast, writing blogs, or writing a book, and publishing it as an ebook on Amazon or something like that. It's so easy to make side money these days. So it kind of blows my mind that a lot of people aren't doing that. Start designing a lifestyle that you'll be happy with. Start looking into the things that you're naturally curious about, and start becoming a more happier person and start living the life that you've always wanted to live. You know, and you've got to kind of sit there and think about that for yourself. You know, what kind of life do I want to live? You know, how can I improve my life in a way that's authentic? Because basically what you don't want to do is you don't want to put on a show, and you don't want to fake it. So, you know, an example of this is, you know, you go to the gym and you take a photo of you at the gym, and you're only there for like not very long, but then you kind of make out that you've been there for ages and stuff like that. You know, you don't want to come across as inauthentic. You also don't want to be too loud on social media either. This is a mistake that I made when I first started getting into self-help and personal development, roughly around 2016, 2017, I think 2015 as well. But basically, I came across all this like self-help knowledge, and I was preaching so much on social media that I think I did like annoy a lot of people. So what I've learned now to do on social media is to be a lot more quiet and not really say that much. And when I do achieve something that I'm proud of, then I post that, but I don't elaborate too much, because if I elaborate too much, then I feel like I'm being too grandiose. So I tone it down a little bit. But if I've done something that I'm proud of, then I do post about it. You know, but that's kind of like the attitude that you want to have. You don't want to have like posts every day saying my life's amazing, because that you're coming across as inauthentic when that kind of thing happens. And you don't want to annoy a lot of people, because, you know, I know it's kind of sad, but a lot of people don't really like to see other people succeeding, especially if they do, as long as you're not doing better than what they are, basically. So you don't want to come across too good, basically. You just want to be coming across, you know, like you're achieving stuff, but you're not being too boastful about it. You're not being too arrogant about it. So stay kind of quiet on social media, but do post those cool successes. Like if you do end up writing an ebook and posting it on Amazon, you know, you could post that and say, published my first ebook today, I'm super proud. And that's all you need to say, really. You don't need to elaborate. You don't need to make a big spiel about it. Just, you know, be authentic, be real, and, you know, be authentic, basically. It's just so important that you're genuine and that you're authentic and you're not phony. And basically, you know, if you do that, then she'll, you know, especially if she still sees what you're up to on social media, then she's going to like look at your life and think, wow, you know, he's or she's really got their life together. They're doing really well, and they seem so much more happier without me. They seem to be succeeding. They're getting on really well. They look healthy. They look vibrant. They look like they're having fun. They look like they're, you know, basically living the life that they've always, you know, wanted. And, you know, that's going to make her second guess her decision about breaking up with you. Or if it's a crush, it might be they might second guess the fact that they didn't take you on, that they didn't give you a chance. So that's kind of like what you need to do to re-attract her. And if she likes you and if she still wants to be around you, eventually, you know, with enough distance and you not contacting her, eventually she's going to feel like she's losing you. And if she loves you and if she cares about you and if she wants to make things work, then she will reach out to you. She will send you a direct message. And that's basically the sign that you've got to look out for. You can't really take on board things like her liking your posts or her watching your social media stories or her commenting on things or sharing your things. The only way to basically tell if she wants you back, and the only sign that you should take seriously, is if she sends you a private direct message, okay? And it has to be her initiating it. It can't be you initiating it. She has to be the one that initiates the conversation, not just replying to your message, okay? So she has to send you a direct message. It could be a reply to one of your stories, or it could be, you know, just a flat out direct message to you or something like that. But ignore things like commenting. That doesn't mean anything. It has to be a private message, okay? And that's more of a sign that she wants to reconnect and you know, be with you, basically. And so basically when that kind of thing happens, when she does reach out to you, all you need to say is, oh, it's great to hear from you. When are you available to hang out? When are you available to go out for a drink? And that's all you need to say. And if she wants to see you and if she wants the same things, then she will give you, she'll basically tell you that she would love to do that, and she'll give you the times when she's available, right? And then you can set up a date. And yeah, that's all you really need to do, basically. Just, you know, quietly work on yourself. And when you do post on social media, make sure it's an authentic post. Make sure you're not being too grandiose. You know, pipe it down a lot. Yeah, just try and, you know, create that a better life for yourself and work on that. You know, if you're at school, then when you're not at school, then work on studying or work on a side business. And the same goes for if you're working. You know, if you're working, when you get home from work, instead of looking on social media and kind of pining after her or whatever it may be, you work on other things. You know, work on your hobbies, work on a side business, do other things. You know, fill up your time so you don't have time to see what she's doing on social media. So you don't have time to dwell on it. So you really can start healing and forgetting about her. And if she comes back, that's great. But if she doesn't, that's also great. You know, you can find someone else. And when you've had enough time, then maybe you realize that, hey, maybe she's not coming back. Then I'll give her, you know, a good few months to do that. And then if you feel like she's not coming back, then move on and start dating new girls and new women. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.